When was the last time that I uploaded a proper art video? Okay, let's check it really quick. Oh, yesterday. Nice. So in order to celebrate that, let's make another one right now. Only if I knew where I put my most important recordings. Okay, first of all, apparently 6 months ago I made this picture. I made this American Horror Story fan art of Violet Harmon, and not long ago I was like looking through my older stuff and I found this painting, and if you compare this to most of my paintings, this is just a scribble, so I decided that I wanted to change that. So this painting was based on this picture that I found on Reddit. It was a Halloween costume of Violet Harmon, and I didn't ask for permission. I actually made this painting as a surprise, and then she liked it, so that's a success. But just looking at it, it is just it's just so uninteresting. I wanted to turn this into something much more, something that I originally imagined, to be honest, but I didn't go so far, so it's the right time for that. So I decided to recreate this place from American Horror Story, the main staircase of the murder house, and I'm going to place Violet on this rag right at the bottom of the stairs. I found a lot of pictures of this place, but I couldn't find one picture that was taken from the stairs looking down at the ground floor. So time to go creative. So I found this shot in American Horror Stories, which is the spin-off series of American Horror Story if you're not familiar with it. And if you've only seen American Horror Story, let me tell you that Twisty the Clown appearing in Murder House has a 100% believable canon explanation. Hey, I just told them that Twisty the Clown appearing in Murder House has a 100% believable canon explanation. I know, right? I only wish I could see their face when they find out the truth. Also, that's Michael Jackson's daughter. I just felt the need to mention that. First of all, I extended the picture and I created a perspective guide based on the character. And then I roughly sketched out the room except for the railing, but I'm going to get back to that. I put a cold and a warm light source at the sides of the character to make it more interesting than the original that only had one. I mean, other than the main light. I didn't make most of the things on the character from scratch, just added more details because they were really missing from the original. The most spectacular must be the dress and the flowers, but I retouched everything. At least a little bit, and I made the face much more accurate. The majority of the additions were the elements of the room itself. I don't have much to say about them, except that I kind of messed up the perspective, like the whole character's perspective was a little crooked, and therefore technically the whole room's perspective is wrong, but I adjusted some parts with the good old eyeballing method in order to make them work. Perspective is still one of my weaknesses, so this was one of those pictures where I had to figure it out and make it work. I mentioned that railing earlier that is still missing from the picture. Well, I had a way too hard time trying to sketch it out, so I decided to eyeball it, and miraculously it worked. Just remember this one thing, this should never be your go-to solution, and I cheated. I am horrible and this video is ruined. And here we go, here are all the American Horror Story fanarts that I have made. Finally a proper picture of Violet. This one is inspired by a scene from Apocalypse. And this is the Countess who was played by Lady Gaga fighting Lady Dimitrescu. And if you don't know who this character is, you are a lucky person and don't look it up. And there are these 3 posters that I made for season 10 back in 2020, so it was more than a year before a double feature came out, and all we know at that time is that it's going to be some sort of seashore town and aliens. So I came up with these. That face is let's not talk about that face. And this one is definitely the best out of the three. Also, by the time I made this, we already knew that Macaulay Culkin is going to be in this season, and this character is inspired by him. Obviously, we got a really different character than this, I don't know, ex-soldier, alien hunter slash shapeshifter character, but I enjoyed making this picture very much. Also, these three pictures were inspired by American Horror Story. This one was inspired by Twisty the Clown, of course, and these two inspired by Hotel, so season 5, Vampire Girl watching Nosferatu, and this is just this crime scene board inspired by the detective's storyline, whose name I could even remember. So that's it, I just wanted to have an excuse to show you all of these. And I thank you very much for watching. I'm planning to release more videos in the near future. I actually have a ton of footage and a ton of projects that I wanted to turn into videos. I just always procrastinate on recording. So expect them soon. And for now, as always, thank you very much again. Have a nice day, do some art and have fun while doing that. And farewell. Yesterday. Oh, yesterday. Nice. Yesterday.